Find the Maclaurin series for f of x equals x cubed over 4 plus x squared. Now to do this, we'll have to take advantage of a Maclaurin series that we do know, and that's going to be the series for 1 over 1 minus x, the geometric series, where we have 1 plus x squared, different powers of x, every power present, not alternating, it's x to the n from 0 to infinity. So we need to algebraically manipulate what we have to look like that, where once we know that we have a 1 in the numerator and a 1 in the denominator and then a minus, then what is ever after the minus, here I just generically call it anything, that is what will take the place of x in our series. Alright, so we have x cubed over 4x squared. The first thing we want to get is the 1 in the numerator. We get that just by factoring out x cubed. We'll be left with 1 over 4 plus x squared. The second thing we want to get is the 1 in the denominator. We get that by factoring out the 4. But it's in the denominator, so it's like a fourth. Anyway, it comes out as a 4 in the denominator, and now we have our 1 in the denominator. But when you do that, make sure you put the whatever's afterwards, make sure you put a 4 underneath there. There is no 4 involved at all. And so now the last step is to get the negative sign. And so we get that simply by making plus into minus a negative. So now we have what is going to be replacing the x in our geometric series. It is negative x squared over 4. So we have 1 plus negative x squared over 4 plus that guy squared plus that guy cubed and more powers of it. And all of that is multiplied, don't forget, by x cubed over 4. Now, summation-wise, we replace the x in the summation, and we have to multiply the summation by x cubed over 4. We weren't sure whether they were asking us for the first few terms or the actual summation form, so we'll just give both. If we just want the first few terms, then we just distribute. After simplifying, first let's simplify. We'll have 1 minus x squared over 4. Then we'll have plus x to the 4th over 16 by squaring this term out. And then by cubing, we'll have minus x to the 6th over 64. And now we'll distribute in. As far as the summation goes, what we do is we decompose this. We break it apart into 3 separate parts, all raised to the nth power. Negative 1 to the n, x squared to the n is x to the 2n, and then 4 to the n. But don't forget, we still have this x cubed over 4 to multiply inside. And so we do it. X cubed over 4 times 1 is x cubed over 4. X cubed over 4 times x squared over 2, that's negative, is a negative x fifth over 16 because the two 4's multiply. Positive x 7th over 64, negative x 9th over 256, 64 times 4. So that's the first few terms of our series. As far as summation, if you already have x to the 2n and you multiply by x cubed, you add up these exponents and you get 2n plus 3. If you already have 4 to the n and you multiply by 4, you add up the exponents and you get 4 to the n plus 1. And so that is the summation form for that function's power series. And that's our answer.